So I'm shooting this video impromptu. One of my online clients, Dennis Overman, his back went out on him. He was 11 weeks into the transformation. Actually just finished up, he said, and he was playing some racquetball and his back went out. He's about 60 years young. He's been through this a few times. So he had a couple back surgeries. So I'm shooting this video to give him some gentle relaxation, stretches, and some things that you can do to help your back. It's really good for maintenance as well, but I found out if someone's back is tweaked, this works very well. This is a foam roller, okay? Most of them are white, some of them are a little bit longer, they're a little bit bigger around. It's like a big rolling pin. Now, if your back is severely injured, you probably shouldn't do this. Lightly tweaking, you can do this, but all you're gonna do is roll up and down the vertebrae nice and slow on your spine, and it's gonna be a gentle decompression. Take your hips up off the floor, your bun's about as high off the floor as the thickness of the roller. You just slowly go up towards the neck. Don't go any higher than that. You don't want to go too high on the neck. Stop so that some of the weight's still through your shoulder, your upper shoulders. And then just slowly walk. You might hitch in a spider tool. It takes your breath away. If you want to go onto your tailbone, drop your shoulder blades on the floor, take some weight off of the roller, and then you can go a little bit further down on that tailbone, lower vertebrae. You can twist a little bit side to side. And then when you come off that tailbone, bring the shoulder blades off the floor. You want to go 4 or 5 repetitions up and down. About this tempo right here. You don't want to go too slow and you don't want to go too fast. When you get to the trouble area where your vertebrae or disc are slightly out of alignment, you're probably going to feel a little bit of like a taking your breath away type of a feeling. It's really, really good. It's a very gentle decompression. It can put space between the vertebrae and let those discs breathe a little bit, get some blood in there, some synovial fluid in there. If your out of alignment is not too severe, it can absolutely help take things back in alignment. Now, here's some stretches that you can do. If your back is really, really tweaked pretty bad, the first thing that I like to do is I like to get down on the floor face down. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, very, very slowly, 3, 2, and 1. 4 or 5 repetitions just like that. Take a big breath in. And exhale and relax your breath into the stretch. Eyes up. If you get a little bit of tug in that lower back, then you probably went a little too high. Feels really good. This is probably the best position for anybody to be in if their back is totally out and messed up. Face down on the floor, on your forearms, just looking up. Either this position or laying totally on your back and putting your feet up on a couch or pillows are nice and high, just like that, letting that lower back relax. Those 2 positions are the best 2 positions to be in if your back's totally out. Now I'm going to get into some stretches that you can do for maintenance, some stretches that you can do very lightly if you've tweaked your back. Dennis, I want you to do these. So the first one is laying flat on your back. Take a big breath in. And exhale and just let your knees fall apart and slowly pulling your knees and your upper thigh in towards your chest. If your hips are really tight, you gotta let those knees fall apart so that the focus of the attention is not in your hips, but it's in your lower back. Just not the tension, but the stretches into the lower back. Do 3 or 4 stretches of each one, making sure you relax your breath into each stretch. A general hamstring stretch that's real effective is just 1 leg up at a time. Take a big breath in. As you take a big breath in, squeeze your quad on the front, and then as you exhale, relax that tension on the quad and then slowly pull that relatively stiff leg toward your head and relax. Again, 3 or 4 repetitions on the right, 3 or 4 repetitions on the left. Here's a great stretch for the butt cheek. So the hamstrings on the back and the butt cheeks on the back are excessively chronically tight, and most people are one of the first places therapists should look that tips, and I'll talk about it when I stand up here in a second, but it throws the hips off towards the back and thus throws the integrity of the alignment of the back out. So here's a great butt cheek stretch. So I put my left ankle on my right knee, and I'm starting to feel a stretch here already. I take a big breath in, and I slowly, with both hands, pull my right thigh and knee towards my chest, and it's stretching this opposite side glute or butt cheek. 3 or 4 on the left, 3 or 4 on the right. Same thing. That's a fantastic stretch on the back side. Hamstring, the reason why most people's hamstrings are chronically tight and their butt cheeks. And when they're tight, they're shorter than they should be. They pull down on the back of the hips where they're attached. So your pelvis bowl is pulled anteriorly to the rear. When you can start to loosen up those hamstrings and muscles on the back side, it's going to make your pelvic bowl more parallel. It's going to give your back a firmer, a more even foundation to be healthy from. So loosen up those tight hamstrings, loosen up those tight glutes. Another thing is I have an inversion table in my club. That's a little too severe, but you can grab a chin-up bar and you can just lightly hang from that chin-up bar for 10-15 seconds. Whatever you can do initially if your back is tweaked or injured, but a decompression hanging from a chin-up bar after you've stretched out, taking a big breath in and exhaling in to the stretch. Bring your feet off the floor very, very slowly. There's some back therapy that's worked for me over the years. Dennis, I want you to hop to it right away. And once your back feels better, remember that your back can get tweaked in a second. You always got to protect it by pulling your belly button in, strengthen those inner ab muscles, and being aware of your bodily movements all day long, moving around, even if you're not exercising. Be aware of your body and just remember of how that back can go out in an instant if you bend over and pick up a pencil in the wrong position. Make sure that you're aware of your back. Here's another technique. When you're getting up and down from the floor while you're exercising or on a bench or in and out of your bed, here's a good technique. Always, as you lay down on the bench or the bed or the floor, bring a thigh with you, one thigh with you. That helps your lower back feel safer and more secure. Same thing if you're in bed or on the floor exercising or on a bench exercising. Before you sit up, pull one thigh into you and then sit up, and only then. It's little things like that that you want to become aware of over the years with back incidences. I had a back incidence when I was 22, went out on me, and I've been on a quest ever since on how to make it healthier and more functional without surgeries or medications. So there you go. There's my back therapy, even maintenance, even if you don't have a back tweak. Dennis, I want you to follow up with this back therapy. I hope it helps. I love you. Let's go forward to becoming a stronger version of ourselves. And when we can make that back better long term, we know that's going to give us a better chance of being healthier physically and mentally, emotionally. I'll see you next week when I check in with you.